Ho, 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 this is Slurp Bofa coming to you live from the Deprogram sweatshop deep in the bowels of the earth. With consumption season in full swing, your favorite podcasters are here to help. We've assassinated the CEO of North Pole LLC, Santa Claus, and are now capitalistically producing anti-capitalist products made by the nimble hands of fully unionized children. Elves. This season's drop reeks of versatility, suitable for all sorts of critical life events, from corporate Christmas parties, to weddings, paramilitary clandestine operations, or even dinner dates, if any of you are capable of finding love. Our flying reindeer are currently on loan as an organic vegan alternative to military drones, bringing down the average CO2 emissions of a payload delivery to almost zero. The many brave private military companies flying over Syria right now couldn't be happier with the service. So this year, we hope a classic human delivery man will suffice. If you're lucky, it might even be Hakeem, with an extra package for you. Follow the link below, get dripped out, consume ironically, support the show, and make family gatherings extremely awkward. Patrons, as always, get a discount, because class society or something. Happy holidays from all of us here at the Deprogram. Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Deprogram. We've got another special episode for you today. This is an exclusive for all our sweet piggies, not for those commoners out there. No. We keep the premium slop for you.
Big money.
You may remember...
VIP. Massive cock.
I'm just going to let him finish. There's no point in trying to talk over it.
You gotta talk over it. You gotta talk over me serenading their ego of being big money motherfuckers. Okay?
I'm gonna pan you.
If you're
got
listening
to the right,
this,
me to the
you're
left.
so fucking rich. You're listening to this, you are manifesting so much. You're manifesting so hard. You've manifested so many beautiful things in your life. And you're so nice that you have provided a little bit of money for the three of us, which is very good. That is all the giving back you need to do in life, okay? Don't do anything else. Just continue grinding and giving us Patreon money. That is
exactly.
I love a Balkan club manager ego thing.
Seriously though.
Welcome. Pay entrance fee and I
thank
suck you off.
dear patrons. Thank you, dear patrons, for your patronage. We truly couldn't do this without you. And because of you, because we respect you and love you, and God damn it, do we hate you because you made us do this. You might remember that a while back we listened to the CIA's podcast, hosted by one Walter and D.
How do you remember their fucking names?
They live rent free in my head. Walter and D, the spokespeople.
Walter and D.
Get the fuck out, Walter! Get the fuck out!
Imagine Mitch Whiting, Walter and D are sent after us. Please,
an elite hit
The gang of the programs, Walter.
The program.
Yeah.
Walter D and Mitch Whiting are the program.
Walter and D are waiting in their debriefing room, and Mitch opens the door, and they're like, "Is that Mitch Whiting?"
Oh God, the lure.
I love this.
Anyway, dear listeners,
Program this dick in your ass.
we saw that
my chest hurts.
the CIA. Oh no, we saw the CIA has not just a podcast anymore. They have a masterclass, and as we all know, masterclass is a
masterclass, much higher level.
This is for fancy people. This is for real people, like MKBHD, George W. Bush, Madeleine Albright. Ever heard of them? Now the CIA.
They're compiling all the war criminals. Let's see who Netanyahu's gonna be next. How to carry out a genocide.
Honestly.
Nightmare blunt rotation, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell.
But so we decided to listen to the CIA's masterclass for you. We paid actual real life money to get access to masterclass because you can't do this a la carte.
Jesus Christ.
But we got it on a Black Friday deal, so we rigged the system. But
Friday truly was black.
It was the bleakest of days where
What is Black Friday? If you say you're black, they give it to you on discount.
No, it's where the cops, all the cops of the precinct, go out and they just arrest as many black people as they can.
So fucking stupid. All right,
It's like The Purge, but only for black people. Oh wait, that's every day for black people in America.
Oh my god.
Oh, hang in there, comrades. Hang in there. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. By now this is a very professional podcast. We've made some notes that we want to touch on. I'm gonna cut in the actual.
So we have like 10,000 words worth of notes. It's kind of insane.
So I'm gonna slot in
this much notes
in the edit
on a fucking overpriced YouTube video. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Please.
You're good, homie. You're good. So I'm gonna slot in the edit the actual clips of the CIA Masterclass. I'm going to let them introduce themselves here in a sec, so you know who you're dealing with.
Hi, my name is Yugopnik. It's very... Oh shit, we're on podcast.
If they don't know who we are by this point, and they're paying for our Patreon, I don't know what's going on.
No, it was my instinct because you were like the CIA agents and...
of course. Yes, naturally. That's gonna be heartbreaking when you guys reveal that you're just my handlers and I've just been talking to you the whole time.
Just compiling that. Every episode's another 100 pages on the FBI file.
You keep it's the long con to get me to say something you can put me in jail for. No. Okay.
Have you the long con? Excuse you. I can't go 20 minutes.
All right. So here you go. I'm gonna let the ghouls introduce themselves.
The three of us had a front row seat to history being made. I was at CIA for over 30 years, and I think about the life lessons from those experiences every day.
As a former undercover CIA officer, I've learned a lot about human nature, and it's served me well in the private sector.
I don't think there's anything that catalyzes relationship like the potential that if you don't have each other's backs, people will die. It doesn't get more real than that.
This class is for anyone because much of what you learn at CIA is applicable to everyday life, to your career, to a business you might work in or run. You need to know this.
In this class, you'll learn how skills acquired in the CIA can help you build better relationships,
how to communicate better and navigate risk,
and how to use critical thinking to make better decisions to more effectively get what you want. I'm Michael Morell, former Deputy Director of CIA.
I'm Don Myricks, former Deputy Director of CIA for Science and Technology.
I'm Brian Carbaugh, former Director of CIA's Special Activities Center.
And this is Masterclass.
My favorite part is like, I learned a lot about human nature, especially how when they don't breathe for 2 minutes, they die. That if you put a gun on a toddler's head, the dad does whatever you want him to do. Human nature.
I think that was the most disappointing thing right off the bat. They're just like, this is a masterclass about the CIA and how you can do better at work. It's like,
we are so cocked. Masterclass, the whole operation doesn't even have enough balls to be like, we will make you into a manipulative piece of shit, and you're gonna fucking like do fucked up things, brother. Let's go. No, it's like better at office.
Amanda from HR will listen to you more. Yeah. Fuck you.
But all that stupid stuff aside, the dramatic intro. Oh my god, it was perfect. So, like a minute in, Bush's CIA dude, Michael, I think his first name is, I forget already, he recounts an obviously fake story, right? So he's on Air Force One.
Air Force One, flight level 330. Air Force One, Washington, good evening. Crash into the Pentagon, sir. Do we want to think about scrambling aircraft? Oh, God, I don't know. It's a new type of war. That's what it is.
I was President Bush's intelligence briefer in 2001, so I was with him on 9/11. As we were returning to Washington that evening, remember we were flying around the country, Secret Service didn't know where to take him. I looked across the aircraft and I saw the president's military aide. He was looking out the window on the left side of the aircraft, and he waved me to come over. So I did, and he said to look out. And I looked out the window, and there was an F-16.
Air Force One, upon approach, escorts are going to peel off and stay airborne. Air Force One, copy, thanks.
The F-16 was so close, you could see the pilot, and in the distance, you could see the still smoldering Pentagon. You see the smoke still coming from the Pentagon. And then he said to me something that literally still sends shivers up my spine. In fact, it just happened right now. He said, do you know why they're there? And I said, no. And he said, they're there in case someone fires a surface-to-air missile at us on final approach. Their job would be to put themselves between that missile and the President of the United States.
Wow.
First of all, who just has surface-to-air missiles in the U.S.? Like, just hang out in their living room.
Second Amendment, baby, or whatever.
Like, what do you mean you? But Black Friday, bro. I got like 3, dude.
And some mines. I got some bouncing Bettys from World War II. No.
Exactly right.
But also, like, surely the F-16 would either shoot down the missile or deploy countermeasures, right? There's no why he wouldn't like block it. How is he going to put this thing? I'm taking manual control to like fly it into a moving missile.
It's such a stupid. And two things that irritate me about this. Number one, like the guy would have to maneuver. Firing the missile would actually like. Anyways, it's just stupidity. It's self-evident. But even what's more irritating is like there's like 6,000 official and like unofficial landing spots all over, literally all over. Right, the entire intro is so needlessly dramatic. They have these like long panning shots over them. There's a shot where they're like fiddling with the pen in their hands, they're hunched over, like it's a chess world finale or something, right?
It's the SpongeBob hall monitor episode. Or dun,
really?
Dun, 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 dun. He's just looking.
I mean, there's I think 3 shots of them just walking up and down hallways, just random fucking hallways, corridors. They have these stupid like the top buttons unbutton other suits, like we're hard boiled, but we know how to let loose. It's fucking.
Oh my god.
The corridors of power, we walk through them, we fly through them, we
goon.
When I saw the F-16s, I was gonna goon, brother. I matter in life, for there is a pilot that would give his life for mine. I love a part at 1:59 when they're like serious and they say,
I don't think there's anything that catalyzes relationship like the potential that if you don't have each other's backs, people will die.
I was listening to that, I was like, dude, you work for the CIA, no matter what you do, people motherfucking die, motherfucker.
I was thinking that too.
I was gonna say when he said that shit, the actual quote was like, nothing catalyzes relationships like if you don't have each other's backs, people will die. It doesn't get any more real than that. And I'm brother. Okay, do you know what other fields that have this exact same thought path? One of them that's based on, one of them not so much, depending on the context. Emergency medicine is one where you have to have each other's backs or somebody dies. But also terrorism. Terrorist organizations also think like this. This is a platitude. This is a useless and performative, like needlessly dramatic vibe that doesn't suit any office work. You're pushing paperwork, all right? What the fuck could you be doing? That's the, what's it called? The first point. And the second point is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but on the side bar of the video, there's like a My Notes segment. And then you can put like timestamps and write notes as if it's a fucking lecture.
Sophisticated, yes.
Oh my god.
So stupid. That whole platform, man, is cursed.
And there's probably some decent masterclasses by some like professionals of this or that field, etc., but the fact that they have so little self-control when it comes to what type of goals they will platform is kind of strange, honestly.
I think anything politics, diplomacy, political science, like anything in this sphere is civic, anything is garbage. From what I've noticed, we've seen several of them at this rate, and not one of them has been good. Maybe one of the people were like doing music mixing or whatever the fuck is good, but at this rate,
tangible. Yeah.
My god.
Is this our third? Is this our third masterclass?
I think
we
did
the Bush
or fourth or something. Yeah.
Bush. Did we do Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
did we do Obama as well? No, we had the documentary that he made.
Oh, that
made
was
us want
bad.
to kill ourselves. That was really
Obama was horrible. But no,
which was also like a bonus, by the way.
Yeah. It was, This is a classic representation of, like, probably the intention originally was decent, but then they got some extra private money in there that wanted to go above and beyond just creating educational content. And then they do the usual, now we got to segment the fucking market. Sure, we targeted artists, which I believe was in the beginning, like very much so stuff like music, drawing, painting,
writing,
literature, writing, etc. But then they're like, we gotta grow this thing, and the only thing that this model, business hour, what you got, like this model allows is pretty much you branching out and trying to find newer audiences, and they branched out by quite literally creating new content. And some of this content, I guess the market demographic was called absolute pieces of fucking shit. And that demographic is covered by these quasi-political analysts, commentators, or people who have the real lived experience of burning down Colombian villages. You're like, okay, this is going to help me with HR tomorrow.
I would pay so much money.
If it was real, you actually people go into their job tomorrow, sit down across their boss, and they're like, your son is in a basement in a tub. There is a timer clicking. If it reaches 0 in the next 5 minutes, we will proceed to electrocute his balls until he fries to death. I want a 3% salary increase and a better parking spot right the fuck now.
My God. I love it.
And plastic water cups for the cooler. Yeah. The paper ones get too soggy.
Oh my God. JT, you're saying?
I was saying, I would pay so much money to have been a fly on the wall and listening to them just absolutely shit talk. Like, why are we here? Why did they drag us in to do this? This is so stupid. Like, these people have no respect for the Masterclass stuff they're doing. That's
Look, I was gonna one little bit that is, I kind of find it funny that they said it outright. I don't know, maybe you boys missed it. They say at the end of this little segment at the beginning, well, by the way, we're just 2 minutes in the beginning of the segment, they say literally, oh, you'll learn critical thinking from the CIA. The implication being that the target audience, the American public, lacks critical thinking, which I mean, maybe, sure, but like, you don't have to be so blatant with admitting it. At the 2-minute 43-second mark, they made or forced them to coordinate, saying that this is Masterclass together. I cannot, like, my spine compressed by the sheer force of the cringe that I felt with 3 grown adults doing the equivalent of the Walmart wage cut milestone celebration where they're like, oh, we hit 10,000 sales, woo, and they all do a dance. They force them to fucking do a dance. Habibi, I don't know.
Power Rangers like, oh, racism.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a little side tangent on wage cuck activities. I say this in the most endearing way possible because people are forced to do this, including, by the way, in medicine. Sometimes they try to get us to do coordinated shit. Every single time they've tried, I walk the fuck out. Yes. I would sooner lose my job than do the fucking cuck
team building
that they fucking want me to do. Fuck. Oh my God.
Scalpels in, everybody.
Don't get me started.
God, I will kill myself.
2, 3.
Jesus. By the way, after this little bit, right, they have this cartoony bullshit intro where they depict
the 007 thing.
They depict the 3 very white people. That fact was not lost on me. It's 3 white people. One of them is a token woman. They do this 1950s ass Batman stunt thing. Like he kicks some like figure that's scratched out, and it goes like all cap big letters like pow. Scratched that because most likely this person was a person of color. There's like a suitcase that opens up, and then there's a keypad, and they start tapping on it like they're solving nuclear codes or something. They shake hands with the president, and all the rest of the intro is the worst Metal Gear editing you could ever imagine. Do you know in Metal Gear 2 where you have the letters dissolving downwards, right? The very nice, cool edit had the very intro of Metal Gear 2. That, but in the, like, oh, we have a Fiverr guy and he has only like 2 days to work on this and he has other projects, so let's just get it out of the way. That equivalent, essentially.
And they do that throughout the thing, though, because they've got those little animated interludes, but they also, like, their stock footage choices are so cringe. I'm like, I've used all of these. I know those come from story blocks. You just put a filter on it.
There's one where it's a woman sitting in an HR office in a very nice glass office where you see the city behind her, and some guy walks in and is like, oh, hey, and he puts some papers down the thing, and they put this fucking blue filter on the footage for some reason to make it look like clandestine. I'm like, she's wearing a pencil skirt. The guy is in a button down. What the fuck are you?
Or the classic room filled with displays everywhere. We have 100 displays. The more displays you have, the more professional and intelligence agency-ish you are.
So bad.
At the 3-minute mark or so, they say something which is a objective lie. They lie frequently throughout this, by the way, but this is the first objective lie that they make.
The reason CIA was created was because the United States government had all the information it needed to know that the Japanese were going to attack Pearl Harbor, but nobody was there to put it all together. So President Truman wanted an organization to do just that. An agency dedicated to analyzing intelligence.
This is actually bullshit. There is some evidence to indicate that the United States did know that Pearl Harbor was gonna happen and let it happen because it was like a justification for joining the war, which was at that point unpopular with the American public. But not to get into all that stuff. There was an intelligence agency that existed since the early 40s that did compile all this information, and that is the OSS. so they're full of shit. Truman was not like, oh, I need an agency now, we don't have anything. Their OSS exists, and before that there were other agencies that existed. I don't know why they said this. This is a lie that they did not need to say.
They wanted to leave out that the OSS was a Nazi headhunting unit, not headhunting as in like scalping them, like like the Tarantino movie, Inglourious Bastards, but headhunting as like, hey, these guys are really good at rockets. Let's hire them and bring them to NASA.
Exactly.
That was their original job.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. And afterwards, at like the 4-minute mark, he says like intelligence analysis is not like connecting dots. It's different. It's like connecting a puzzle, which is the same fucking thing, dude. Like what? I was genuinely, I rewinded. I was like, am I fucking missing something? Then he goes on to explain what they do, and it's, I mean, him specifically, like respectfully, but processing information and making sure you combine a report that is relatively relevant and truthful, which is, well, the job of every analyst of any industry ever.
Yeah.
Like, this is what business analysts do. This is what data analysts do of all stripes and types. They just, don't do it to enemy states, individuals, or political movements.
No.
Oh, and they don't try to make it sound badass because it's not. It's fascinating-ish, but come on, it's pure nerd shit, bro.
Exactly right.
And this like coming from someone with a background in like documentary interviewing, this was absolutely fed to them. Like we need a pithy, an easy explanation for what you do and make it sound cool. And he's like, what do you mean? What the hell are you talking about? And like, say it's like a puzzle. It's like, okay. And then he bullshitted for 3 minutes.
No. They told him, say it's like connecting dots. And he was like, no. It's not like connecting dots. It's much more complicated. It's like,
connecting a puzzle.
Exactly
Stupid.
Right. Which, by the way, not to be that guy, but the people when I was in the psych ward, and the people were very, very, very on very heavy meds and very affected by the psychiatric disease, and I put many variables there to emphasize without explaining in too much detail.
Yeah.
Those people, to keep them from hurting themselves or just being asleep all the time, so they have at least some waking hours of activity, they would be given
the CIA.
they would be given 1,000-piece puzzles to put together so that they have some mental stimulation until the medications fully take effect, and then we can reduce them so they're not as sedated the entire time. This guy basically is explaining how psychiatric ward patients are treated, and he's like, "Oh no, but this is a high 5D chess we're doing here, boys." Oh my god.
Yeah, so that guy, I forget his name, the young guy, the younger guy, not Michael, the other one, but he's the one that at around 6 minutes in, he explains the type of person we're dealing with here, because in the podcast, it was, spokespeople. Homie here says,
when I joined the Central Intelligence Agency, I joined what was then known as Ground Branch. These are the people who carry out unique special operations around the world as part of presidentially directed covert action. All of the officers who join Ground Branch as operators will join the CIA as paramilitary operations officers, which means they bring with them then unique skills that they have acquired throughout service in special operations units in the active duty U.S. military. For me, that was the Marine Corps.
So unique operations, covert action. We got one of the people you typically think of
directed. Fucking personal guard, bro.
These are like the assassins. These are the people who go and do the really evil shit. So ex-military, trained to sabotage, murder, bug, destabilize, etc. So on the one hand, very, very gross. But on the other, at least it's not Walter and D, the bean counters.
Oh my god, we had a shitting on Walter and D counter just to fucking...
In the strangest way, when I saw him, I was like, okay, this might be relatively interesting.
Yeah.
Because the other two are like, hey, we got you like... two of the office guys from the CIA headquarters. Yeah.
Here's a watch that translates things from the lady, and then here's reams of data that I compiled for you from the other guy.
My god. Yeah, and then you have the assassin guy who you think would at least be cool, but no, he's just a generic white dude.
Yeah.
Very boring to listen to, but the difference is that this guy's an actual, like a literal terrorist.
Yeah.
He carries out clandestine paramilitary operations in other countries, resulting in death, destruction of infrastructure, kidnapping, torture, all the rest of it. So this guy's a little...
and now... you would think that's bad. Now, somehow, he became worse. He works for corporations. Yes, he moved to the private sector.
Yeah.
He commits terrorism on his own mind every morning.
Don't you dare touch the corporate. I have an entire segment I've written about this guy and his fucking businesses. You wait. No. We'll hold it off for a bit when it's relevant. But this guy, he himself goes on a whole tangent on how cool and great the CIA is at training its people to acquire sensitive data from its marks or whatever the stupid fucking words that they use. Talking about it's a science, such a big deal. And then in the end, you know how he summarizes, he's like, if someone has information that can help you, cultivate a relationship with that person.
You're my friend, right? As he puts on the nipple clamps.
Them.
Exactly.
Blow up their wife's car.
Exactly. Oh my god! Like my favorite part about it was like if he talks about you need to cultivate a relationship to get information.
Yeah.
And first of all, no fucking shit. And second of all, he's very manipulative about it because he doesn't say you have to really care about these people. And then the other guy, the boring Michael dude, he's like, oh no, but you have to actually care. You have to develop a relationship. This guy's like, no, like pretend you care so that you can get information.
I like to think we have a good friendship going, right? As he's cranking the needle on the battery, like, bzzz.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Now, could you please tell me what the lock combinations are where you keep
the numbers, Mason? Hello, dear listener. Editor JT here. This has been a little sneak peek of one of our monthly exclusive Patreon episodes. If you want to hear the rest, support the show, get episodes a week early, and lots of other benefits like access to our Discord, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thedeprogram.